at Joe Allyn Lowe Park in Bartlesville, and joining me is Chuck Parkin. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. Well, you have a bit of history here with Joe Allyn, don't you?
I do. I came to work for the city in 1981, and in 1985 they made me the forester. And our first big project was making an arboretum of this park.
Okay, and the park had already been established a few years
The park
at that
had
point.
been built kind of as a bicentennial project in 1976 and 77. But when it started, it was mostly around the pond, and then about 3/4 of it was just left to grow wild. And we came in here and came up with plans to make an arboretum and also to utilize the entire area as a park.
Okay.
And the Bartlesville Tree Committee came up with a plan to put an arboretum out here.
Wonderful. And that started down here around the pond, mainly?
Started around the pond, then worked its way up the hill and over the other side.
Can you tell me a little bit about some of the collections that you have out here?
Yeah, the biggest collection, the newest, is historical trees, which were donated by the Friends of Park. And they're trees that are grown from seed taken from trees with historical significance. For instance, we have a chase tree that came from George Washington's plantation that was there. Presumably he directed the planting of it. A red maple that he directed the planting of.
Okay.
We have a couple of Johnny Appleseed trees that were, there's one remaining tree that they know Johnny Chapman planted, and they take grass off of it.
Okay.
And we have a couple of those. That was back in the 1820s. It's remarkable to me.
And so these historical gardens are all around the country, and you're lucky enough to have one here as well.
That's right, that's right.
How many different species or types of trees do you have represented in the main arboretum?
We have almost 150 species and cultivars, probably 125 species, and then several cultivars of crab apples and dogwoods and what.
I was commenting earlier that I think the fall's a great time to come and visit, and especially the value of the arboretum is you get to see what these trees look like once they're full grown.
And you see the color. The fall days like this can't be beat anyway.
It's perfect time.
Yes.
Another area that I was kind of interested in, you have a very natural looking prairie off behind us.
Right, it's going to be a prairie eventually. It's not mowed, it's burnt in the spring. Right now it's got an awful lot of sumac and persimmon non-prairie species in it, but we're working
on naturalizing
that, yeah.
Very nice. It's a wonderful park setting to come and walk around. I'm sure you get a lot of visitors out here.
There are people walk through this place all the time. They use it for jogging and walking, and kids come out. We don't have a playground, but we got a bunch of ducks and geese that are hungry and like kids to feed them. That's a big deal. So.
And I saw a small garden that a local garden club comes
That's right. Green Country Garden Club has a pretty extensive garden that they take care of themselves exclusively and keep going. And we've also got a collection of memorial trees out here that people have donated. There's 71 of them right now that people have donated. Mostly memorial trees, some in honor of such and such, and some just because they wanted to donate a tree.
Okay. I get a sense of a lot of community involvement out here, and that kind of reflects the history of the park. Would you like to tell us who it was named for? It
was named for Joe Allyn Lowe. And I didn't ever know him, but he was involved with the Boys and Girls Club and the YMCA and a lot of youth activities, and he was very widely respected and widely admired. So the H.C. Price family donated this land as a park with the idea that it was going to be named after Mr. Lowe.
Well, wonderful. It's certainly a beautiful setting, a great place to come and enjoy a fall day. So
this is a nice park.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.